So thank you very much for joining me here. I know we've called you back to this location many times, and this time it's again to announce an exciting new unit that I'm looking to launch into this city by this organization. You've heard me say many times when we have more, we can do more. Today what I'm going to talk about is a new unit that we'll be creating to tackle property crime. So property crime, that's your shoplifting, that's your theft from cars, right? Your stolen property. Those are the types of high volume, low dollar value types of crimes that are really, really annoying to people. Quite frankly, they affect an awful lot of people in our community, but they tend to take a lower priority to those crimes where somebody's injured, there's a violence component associated to it. Our officers are very busy. You've heard us talk about the busy times that we're responding to calls for service out in the community. These are the types of crimes, these property crimes, that tend to get bumped down in terms of priority. My intention is to be able to dedicate officers whose entire mandate is to respond to these types of crimes. So let me give you an idea of where this sort of crystallized for me in terms of what I wanted to be able to do. So on September 18th, I presented a town hall for our budget, and we made a big ask. And I went to our board and we had some more discussions about that on October 17th. On October 19th, I took a tour through Wolfe Street. And the reason I did that on that particular day is because you'll recall on that Sunday, we had members of the community who wanted to go back into the encampment because they felt there was stolen property in there. I had personally walked through that location just days before. And I took photos of what I saw there. And in fact, some of what I saw there were shopping carts. And I personally went to some of the businesses where those shopping carts came from, easily identifiable. And I said, your carts are there, go get them. And it occurred to me, and it really crystallized in my mind at that time, we need to do more. We can do more. And so from that became the beginnings of our move towards how do we investigate these crimes using the resources we have? Well, the fact of the matter is I can't sustain a long-term investigative unit with the resources we currently have. So in January, I'll be launching a new unit where I will pull 4 people, 1 from every platoon. Those are the people who are responding. You hear me talk about how many officers we have on the road. Well, we are at our best staffing in January and February because least amount of people are taking vacation, least amount of people are on training. That's when I have my most optimal staffing lever to launch a new unit such as this. These officers will have a sole mandate, as I said, of investigating property crimes. Those crimes, when we ask people to report online, I need people to know they will be assigned to this unit who will investigate those types of crimes. Now, the long-term sustainability of this unit is absolutely connected to whether or not we can get the officers that we've asked for in our budget. That was part of our ask for that budget, was to be able to sustain a unit like this. It reinforces the messaging that with more, we can do more. So that's incredibly important for me to be able to provide that service to the community. I have heard the community talk about their concerns about property crime. I've seen it, and I want to be able to do something about it. And this is the solution that I believe will help us do that. Now, there's multifacets to this, because an inside component of that will be members who can't fully deploy. And you'll often hear about the number of officers who are off work or who can't be deployed on the road for whatever reason. They will be inside supporting those officers who are on the road. They'll be going through those reports. They'll be looking for linkages. They'll be looking for similarities, helping to pull together investigative leads so that the officers on the road in this unit will be dedicated to doing just those types of investigations. We know that there are instances where people are committing multiple crimes and it's the same person. So how do we address that? We address it through a unit like this. This is important. We know we have an awful lot of property crimes. We know that our clearance rates are going down. In part, that's related to these types of crimes. So how do we address that? Through people. And so really this is about announcing what that's going to look like. And we're going to call it Community First, because we're putting the community first. FIRST stands for Focused Investigation and Response and Support Team. So Focused Investigation Response Support Team. Community First. That's what these officers will do. They will work from 7 in the morning till midnight in teams of 2. As you'll see here on each side of me, they will be highly visible. This is not a team of people who are going to be in the community in blue jeans that you don't see. I want these officers highly visible in the community. I want people to know that when they are there, That's their mandate, and that's what they're doing. When business owners are reporting that they've had a break-in or somebody's stolen some from their business, I want them to see these officers on the road and know that they will be doing that work. So I need a few months to get this set up in terms of resources, have to identify the individuals who will be part of this unit, and that's why we can launch it, as I said, as well in terms of our staffing levels on January the 8th.